going on, guys? Today I have a tag for you guys. It is the Family of Books tag. I was tagged by Laura. Her channel name is Nargle Catcher. Love it. But thank you for tagging me, and I'm excited to do this. Kind of took me a while to choose these books, but I think I did alright. Anyways, let's just get started. Number 1 is Parent, a book that hugs you when you need it. And this one, for me, is A Hatful of Sky, and it is by Terry Pratchett. Oh, if you're wondering, I still haven't painted my nails. It's terrible, but whatever. And this is a book about a girl named Tiffany Aching, and she deals with these types of fairies, and they're like little blue fairies, and they're the wee free men. And they are just so cute, and I love this book. It's one of my favorite books from my earlier reading years, and I absolutely love it. Next is Parent, a book that gives you morals and rules to live by. This one I stole Laura's answer because it was such a perfect answer, and it is The Little Prince. And this book is just, I think every child and every human should read this book. It talks about sort of like the search for truth, and just it kind of deals in a way of speaking about things that people don't really talk about, but it's a children's book. It's just amazing and brilliant, and you should read it. It's really short. Next is Younger Sibling, a book that's so cute it's annoying. I tried to find a book for this, but I don't think any of the books that I have here or the ones that I kept are annoying anymore, so I went with a book that is cute to me, and that is Matilda by Roald Dahl. I love this book. I've kept it. This is like my first one that I've had. It has a Pokemon sticker in it, way back when Pokemon was actually like originally cool. And I really enjoyed the story. I identified a lot with Matilda because she loves reading, and I really liked reading when I was younger, although she had a family that was very abusive to her, and I had a family that loved me, so in a way, I felt I found ways, like, as a young girl to identify with her, although I did have a loving family, so don't think that my family is terrible, because they're not. Next is Older Sibling, the book that nothing else lives to. And I think this is obvious, it's Harry Potter for me. I'll always go back time and time again to this series, no matter what. It is my one true love in reading, and it's good for any age. I talk about this literally all the time. Next is Grandparent, an old book with wisdom and a certain smell. And this is probably not only the oldest book in my collection, but I actually really enjoyed this book, and I have the entire series, although they don't match this edition because this was handed down to me. I don't even know if it was from my mom. I think my mom gave this to me, but it is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, part of the Chronicles of Narnia. Yeah, this book, it smells like really old. It's like the pages are so old, and I feel like a lot of lessons can be learned from this book, and I really enjoyed reading the entire series. Once I read this, my mom gave it to me when I was younger. Once I read this, I went out and I bought all of them, so this is the only like cool vintage one, and all of my other ones are like really kind of ugly. Next is Ant, the book you can read when you want to feel your emotions. This one is A Monster Calls. It makes you feel all the emotions. If you want to know more about it, I filmed a mini wrap-up where I talk a little bit more in depth about this book, but I highly recommend it, and it is probably one of the most anticipated films for next year that I'm like so excited to see. Next is Seven, Uncle, a book that makes you laugh. This for me is going to be Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is a graphic novel, and it's about a girl who's a sidekick, but she's absolutely hilarious, and she is kind of the hero to the villain, but she's his friend. In a way, it just breaks down so many stereotypes. If you're looking for a graphic novel to sort of get you into graphic novels, I suggest this one. And I actually met Noelle Stevenson at Comic-Con this year, and she was so lovely and just a genuine human, and she is all around amazing. So support her in any way you can, because she is just a genuine, honest, amazing, intelligent woman. And number 8 is Your Child, the book that changed your life. I didn't want to cheat. I mean, at first I answered this question with Harry Potter because There are so many ways that Harry Potter has impacted my life. I grew up with Hermione Granger being one of my true role models, and really it was a book I looked to in times of distress, and sometimes I would use situations that the characters went through to sort of get through situations in my own life, and I feel like that was really important to me and I held it dearly in my heart, and I always will, and I forever always will. But I thought that it would be cheating to choose two books for the same, or to answer two questions with the same book. So for this one I also chose The Alchemist, and this is by Paulo Coelho, and this is a book about a shepherd boy named Santiago, and it is just a really, much like The Little Prince, it has that sort of innocence about it and just like a pure story, and obviously lessons woven in, but the way that it is created and the way that it is told is just so wonderful. And I feel like I read this at a time when I really needed it the most, and so that's why I hold this book so dear to my heart, and I will always recommend it to people who are looking for a book, just any book, to feel inspired, in other words. Anyways, those were my answers for this family of books tag. Let me know what you guys think. I am so happy that you tagged me in this, Laura. It was a lot of fun. And now is the part where I tag people. I'm gonna tag, I think her name is Beck from Azzy Ryan. I'm going to tag Kayla with an I. Kayla. I hope you do this. And then I'm going to tag Amy McLean, author and film vlogger, and her channel is amazing. I've been watching it recently, so. Anyways, that's who I'm gonna tag for now. If I think of more people to tag, I'll leave it down below, but I think that's who I'm gonna tag. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video for tomorrow.